Welcome everybody to Last of Us Part 2 spoiler discussion. I am the Seventh Sword, and now it's time to talk about The Last of Us 2. So, again, just in case you weren't aware, I'm going to be talking about spoilers. All of them. Well, most of them. All the big ones and things like that. And just basically what I think of the story of this game and how it ties into the first one. Now, if you are completely new to Last of Us and you want to go into it completely blind, this video is not for you. But if you don't care about spoilers and you want to hear about my opinions of the game, if you've beaten it yourself just like I did or anything like that, you know, just stick around and, I don't know, maybe we'll agree, maybe we'll disagree, but either way, here we go. First and foremost, I'm just going to get this out of the way really quick. Gameplay's good, that's it. Gameplay's good. Gameplay's good. Alright, moving on. So here's what this game does, okay? It's kind of lazy, in my opinion. Now, they could have told the exact same story, same characters, same outcome, in a different way. If they just ordered it differently. What they wanted you to do is they wanted you to like Abby after she did what she did. So you play as her very briefly in the beginning. She kills Joel in that really dumb way. Now, to be fair, in that universe, is that something that could possibly happen? Is that something that's very likely that could happen to a man like Joel who's done many, many, many bad things to many, many people? Yes. Of course we all know that that's something that can happen. However, they are the ones in control of the story, and they can choose what happens to their characters. If Last of Us 2 made you play as Abby for 12 hours from the beginning, you knew nothing about her, really. You didn't know her connection to Joel. None of that stuff until maybe, you know, starting to get to the end of her story arc, or even if they just dedicated a full game to mostly her. And then this happened, then maybe people would resonate more with Abby, because technically she does have a justified motivation to want to hunt Joel down. Of course, at the same time, she's the daughter of the doctor you killed in the first game. Doesn't get any more convenient writing than that, I suppose. I would have believed it better if it was Owen who was legitimately the one who hated it, or just somebody on this doctor's team, or anyone else from Joel's 20 years of history, but it had to be the daughter of the doctor, because they had to create a similar bond between Doctor and Abby, and Ellie and Joel. Parallels. This game is all about drawing parallels, and typically the people who are the voices of reason in this game end up dying. Further illustrating that revenge is a bad thing. My main gripe with this game, the story, but again, the gameplay's good, is that Ellie does not grow. Maybe slightly at the very end, she's like a little growth. But most of the time, no. Her relationship with Dina, toxic. Dina is wrapped around Ellie's finger and she's willing to sacrifice everything for her. Dina's pregnant and Ellie's like, nah, I'm gonna keep going. Dina, and Ellie raise a family later on, and, after Ellie didn't successfully get her revenge and Abby lets her go, and she's like, nah, I'm gonna go again. Okay, there's no growth there. No growth there. So I'm happy that Dina decided to just be like, I'm done with you if you leave. Totally justified. But back to why this is a really big gripe. So, in the first game, when they did a character swap, character change, transition, Joel's fate was unknown. He plays Joel as most of the game. Then he lands on that rebar. Ellie gets you out of there. And it cuts to winter, and you're playing as Ellie. Beautiful change of character. You don't know what's going on. Is Joel dead? What's going on? I'm Ellie now. Ho ho. It's really shocking, surprising. Works very, very well. In this game, you play as Ellie for a majority. You play as Abby very early on, for a brief mission. But then you play as Ellie for like 12 hours. You encounter Abby. There's a standoff. Stuff's going on. Jesse gets shot, stupid. And then it does the 3 days earlier thing. Except you don't know that yet. It goes back to Abby's childhood, and then you realize that she is the daughter of the doctor. And you're like, okay, I understand her motivation. I get it. And you're like, back to the confrontation. No. That's not what they do. You then proceed to play the game for another 12 hours as Abby through the 3 days that Ellie was looking for her as well in Seattle. And that is a poor design choice. If they wanted you to play as Abby, there's multiple ways they could have done it. They could have done it in real time. Real time. Ellie's here, then you play an Abby thing, and you're so close to each other in the area, but far enough apart for it to be reasonable that you don't encounter each other. But you're all in the same area and stuff like that. That'd be the better way to do it. You learn kind of who Abby is. You learn who Ellie is. You understand. It's a good way. That'd be a way to do it. If they wanted to break it up this way. Putting us in the shoes of the character that we all hate at the moment, in an effort to make us understand her better and like her better, it just took all of the wind out of my sails in that moment, because I wasn't really in love with this narrative as much as I was with the first one, but the motivation was there when I was playing as Ellie. The mission was clear. I got it. Then they take you out of it and put you into someone else, and you're just like, but the gameplay's fun, I guess. And I get it, okay? Abby had the motivation, but she is just not as realized as a character as Joel and Ellie are. She's just not. But she grows more than Ellie does, and that's stupid. That Ellie does not grow at least as much as Abby does. There was a way. They had a way to end this game to where it would have been really good. They had a way. They could have told the story a little differently. You play as Abby for a longer period of time in the beginning, much longer, so that you get to know who she is beforehand, and then she does the thing. And then you're like, what? No, what? Then the beast, because they point it out very clearly in the beginning what Abby is there to do. Like, we gotta find that guy in there. You're like, oh man, who could that guy be? I don't know who that guy is. There's no way it's that guy from the first game. Oh my god, it could be. No, we all know what she's there for. It's very, they're not subtle at all. But they had the perfect way to wrap this up, because there's during, like, Abby's campaign's actually pretty cool. Like, you do a lot of cool things as Abby. It's just, it sucks that you're Abby. But there's a lot of cool stuff that happens. She has her own Joel-Ellie relationship with these 2 children from the Scars who are running away because one of them decided to shave their head because they identified as a young boy instead of a young girl. They were going to be married off to an elder kind of situation, and they did not want to, and they're like, I don't feel like a girl, and so they shaved their head, which is sacrilege, and it was enough to kill them. So that's crazy. But okay, so they're on the run, and they encounter Abby. They actually save Abby's life because she's hanging. She's in the trailer, the whole trailer thing from The Last of Us 2. She's hung up by Scar. She gets caught, and they save her. So then she feels obligated to go back for them at some point. And she has a bonding with Lev in particular. I'm not going to... Well, actually, I already spoiled everything else, but it doesn't matter. I'm not going to go into too much detail about that. I'm just going to go into detail that she turns against her own organization, the Wolves, to save this boy. She makes essentially the same exact decision as Joel in the first game. You can argue the semantics on which one's worse. Joel killed a very esteemed doctor that may have been the only hope for a cure. We don't know, though. The world's really big, so... But still, not a good thing to do, by any means. These are both terrible things that these people have done. In the name of saving somebody else. But Abby has broken bread with these people. She was part of their group for a long time. She's a high-ranking official, gained a lot of trust, and she betrays them, which results in the death of their leader. So it's a really big betrayal. It's a huge, a lot of people would hold a vendetta against you, and she does it for a child. Very, very similar. Parallels. But they didn't captivate on it even one iota. Because at the very end of the game, when Ellie goes back out on her revenge spree, which I think it shouldn't have been a repeat, I think that this should have all just been one cohesive revenge spree, not a break in the middle. I don't think there should have been a moment where she's like, yeah, I'm going to go back out there and fuck my family. Just screw the baby. The love of my life. No. Revenge. So, that was stupid. She shouldn't have done that. It should have just been connected at some point when you're Ellie. There's radios and there's frequencies and stuff like that. So, you should have tapped into the frequency or overheard something, that indicated Abby's decision. And Ellie gets the gist of it. Ellie understands what she did. Ellie at this point also knows what Joel did for her. So she hears that Abby has basically made the same kind of decision as Joel. And she hears this while she's on the way and getting close to her target. At the very end, when you actually cut Abby down because she was enslaved, she was captured along with Lev and forced to work in a slavery camp. And then I guess she didn't obey orders, so she's strung up on a pillar and to die. Basically, with Lev. You find her, you cut her down, you walk down to the beach, there's 2 boats. And what happens is, Ellie threatens Lev's life to make Abby fight her. Again. Great character. And Abby, of course, agrees at that point. She originally did not want to fight Ellie. She let her go because Lev said stop earlier. And she, again, did not want to fight Ellie. She's done with revenge. She's done. She knows what it does. So, but this obviously motivates her to fight because she protected Lev. She sacrificed everything for this boy. So she's going to keep doing it. And a knife fight ensues. This was stupid. This was very stupid. What should have happened is Ellie should have put her stuff in the boat, turned around to Abby, walked up to her, and said, if it wasn't for him, I would kill you right now. You killed Joel for the same decision that you just made. Don't you fucking forget that. And Ellie should have turned around, gotten her boat, and just gone away. That is how this game should have ended. But no. Ellie loses 2 fingers because Abby bites her. She almost kills Abby, decides not to do it, and then goes home to find Dina gone and she can't play guitar as well as she did before. Last of Us 2. There's a lot of really cool stuff in the game. There's a lot of cool stuff. It has a disappointing story. Especially when you compare it directly to the first one and the characters that they've entered. I could talk about all the things that I don't like Jesse's death and, all that stuff. But that's my biggest problem with it. That's my biggest problem with it. So, yeah. It's worth a play, I guess, because the gameplay is really fun, but it is disappointing. I went through this game with my girlfriend. I showed her the first one a few months ago, and she absolutely loved it. At the very end of this game, we were reserving judgment. She's like, I'm sorry, but, she's like, I was trying. She's like, I don't like this game. She's like, I wish they would remake the first one with this one's playstyle, with this one's gameplay. And I'm like, yeah, that'd be great if they did a Last of Us 1 remake with this gameplay. But they'd have to, I don't know if they would do that or not. But that's beside the point. Like, that's just how I feel about it. At the end of the day, it's a game. But they dropped the ball. Like, they created some really good characters out of a concept that's highly overused. That's the funny thing. They created a really good story at a time where the zombie thing, I know they're not really zombies, but similar enough, right? To where, it was overused, and yet it was refreshing. But what they've what they've released here feels contrived. So, yeah, that's my take on The Last of Us Part 2. Let me know what you think in your comments below. Yeah, the comments are yours. Just take them. All right, thanks for watching. Talk to you later.